ban for life, a lifetime ban because of weaponization of ethics and moral standards. So they're still coming after me to extend the ban from 10-year to lifetime, regardless of what outcome would be. But as of now, I spend majority of my time dividing my time between Bangkok and Boston. So I still continue to do my role here as a civic person, as a civil society, part of civil society to help the People's Party to campaign, hoping that they win more elections next time. To give you a context, when the two directors were filming Future Forward, the 0.0 version got 8 million. When it's a 2.0 version, we got 14 million. And now the goal should be 20 million. And I feel like within that 20 million, the majority of new voters that come out every year, which that number is about 0.8 million. So every year the population, the 17 will be 18, 16 will be 17, 15 will be 16. That number is 0.8. So if they ban me for 10 years, we're talking about 8 million new voters that are coming out each time. That's part of the voting turnout that we wanted to capture, regardless whether they will vote for the People's Party or not. That doesn't matter. But I just feel like that they will make sure that the voting turnout stay above 70%. And also at the same time is the overseas voting that matter a lot. I actually have data set of all the cities that voted last time. Sydney, number one. London, number two. Canberra, number three. New York, Chicago, LA. I think a couple of cities in Germany. So I know exactly where the votes are coming from and the amount of tallies that came in. So Sydney, for example, that's about 30,000 to 40,000 votes. That's like one district. Australia can very much amount of victory of two MP districts easily. And that's still an untapped, neglected population, the overseas guys. When you become the government, you don't care just because of the people within your territory, but the people all over the world that was born here as well. So that will help us to reach that target of winning elections. But that's not the only thing. So we need to do a couple of things. We need to win more election. We need to dominate ideas that inclusive growth is what this country needs. Equality as well as economic growth is what this country needs. And at the same that last time is also talent pipeline. I'll be spending my time getting about 3,000 people because that's the last time I estimated in order to become the government, an effective and efficient one. Of course, you need the prime minister, you need the minister, you need the vice minister, you need the spokesperson, you need the assistant, and then you need people in state-owned enterprises who will become the ambassador of Thailand to America. In all these things, I calculated it's about 3,000 people. So regardless of what your degrees or what your majors are at the moment, you could be in architecture, you could be in education, you could be in engineering. We're coming after you. Not politics, at least indirectly you will go vote. If directly, we have a platform, regardless of where you come from, regardless of your last name, regardless of your financial resources, there's this platform, there's this party in Thailand that allows you to step in. So to summarize in a sentence, that's like my personal project of 2030 by 2030. So by the year 2030, at that time, we'll have 20 million votes so that we win more elections. We could be a one-party parliament. We don't want to do that, but we have that political weight so that we could negotiate in the way we form coalition. And also to get 3,000 young bloods into politics. I think that's how you reinvigorate a body. I mean, if the body is old and damaged and weak, Well, once you have that fresh blood coming into politics all the time, even though it's ugly, it's dirty, it's a waste of time, but once you get it in, things will start to change from within. Integrity. That's what we were criticizing, regardless of party names. I mean, you promised the voters, you promised to me too. Like we did an MOU together, two MOUs to be precise, in front of the entire world, in front of the entire nation, of what our coalition was to achieve. But that's fine. I mean, I don't take personal things personally. I don't take politics personally, but it matters to the voters that voted for you and went out to vote. 10 million votes to Pheu Thai, which is number two. It's not small. And you promised that the coalition that you will form or that you will work with is the people who are not going to be with the uncle parties or the military coup um, not parties, and that's what you promised. You promised uh, quick referendums. You promised constitutional amendment, which is very hard to do. It's a simple majority to any constitutional amendment because of the military back drafted constitution. So it's very hard to do. So you really need a lot of political will to achieve some change. And a lot of people in Thailand feel shortchanged because of that. So that's why we're criticizing. And I would argue that the way you get into power affects the way you exercise power, and it affects the way you monitor power. That's how you get into power, how you exercise power, and how the power is monitored is something that is related. And because you did a grand compromise in order to form your coalition with the military, to follow up on the end of military conscription is impossible. You